Well, they have the wrong address, it says
Yeah,
251.
but that's, we're not additionally sure, we're just a certificate
Yeah.
holder.
Okay,
We're
good
live.
afternoon.
We're live.
That's a big difference.
This is the meeting of the Glens Falls Board of Public Safety. It's Wednesday, April 12th.
What I'll do is I'll get it then.
My name is
I
Bob
think
Landry.
maybe
I'm
you'll
the
know
councilman
because
for the second
I'll get it
ward.
up here and make sure it's
And
separated.
I'm filling in for Mayor Collins today, so we'll move forward. If I could, I'd like to get a resolution to approve the minutes of the February 8th. There was not a meeting, or the February 8th, 2023 meeting of the Glens Falls Board of Public Safety.
I'll move that. No, you did it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Resolution to approve the minutes of the March 20th, 2023 Board of Public Safety special meeting, which was an executive session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Number 3, resolution to approve with favorable recommendation a redesign City of Glens Falls application for event approval to be adopted as per the attached, which you would have.
I have one question about that. It looks like there's a $250 fee. And we're not gonna charge people who wanna have a block party in front of their house $250, are we?
No,
We never have in the past.
It
not
says,
not for block parties, no.
it says regardless of location in our app.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not charging, that was something that we discussed with the mayor, and he said we would never have another block party. We do advise them, however, it's in their own best interest to get private insurance, because
Right.
it would be on their residence.
If we're gonna advise our app, shouldn't the app reflect our practice?
Thoroughly.
If we're gonna revise the application, shouldn't it reflect our practice? Which is not charging for block parties. We might wanna say neighborhood block parties are
They're
exempt.
exempt, we can add that to it, yeah.
Other than that, it makes sense.
Okay. So we can know.
So we're going to add to the application that there, Mike, to word it correctly, that there will be no charge for neighborhood block parties?
I would say also what they would, what Chip said, but advise they should get private insurance in case something happens during the block party.
That's good. Yes.
Okay, do
That's
that as
good.
well. Anything else? Chip, you okay with that?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Yeah, I just put it in the email to them. I say for their own good, they really may want to consider
Yeah.
doing that, because some trips on their curb, they're going to be liable.
Do we know, are all of the 501c3 exempt?
From the 250 feet? No.
They're not?
Because a lot of them do collect money.
Okay. Some are, some will be and some will not be.
We're collecting from everyone unless they make a very good case that they're losing money on it, and then they have to give that to us, and then we can think about waiving the fee.
Okay. Thank you. I did see that. One of them did have it exempt.
Any other discussion?
No.
Ask for a motion?
I make a motion to approve
I'll second that.
with the correction.
The exemption,
Correct.
yeah.
You ready? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, resolution to approve with favorable recommendation a redesigned City of Glens Falls outside dining permit to be adopted. Discussion.
Now, I've noticed some residents already have outside dining on their premises or adjacent to their premises. Are they going to buy the old thing or are they going to buy the new thing already?
So explain that to me a little more if you could. So in other words, all of the ones that are in existence right at the moment will be renewed, and they'll be renewed under the new
The
regulations.
new, okay.
Right.
And there's quite a few establishments, when I was driving through the city, they already have tables and chairs outside adjacent to their
Right.
premises for outside dining.
Their easements are good through May 31st.
Right. Some places may not end up with the seating that they had in the past. in order to comply with the regulation. Any other discussion? Can I have a motion?
So move.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 5, resolution to approve the 3rd Annual Park Theater Foundation Free Summer Series Concert at Crandall Park. The concerts run 5 Fridays, which will be June 30th through July 28th from 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. They would like to have food vendors as in the past, with the understanding that those vendors will need to be licensed in the city to vend as required. Discussion.
I move acceptance.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution to approve the Glens Falls Collaborative 2023 Wing Fest. The event will be held on April 29, 2023 in City Park, and with the closure of Glen and Maple Streets from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The event organizer has also requested to have a beer garden and have the city suspend the open container law between 12 noon and 3 p.m. within the confines of the event space. This will go before the Common Council for approval. Discussion.
This was approved by the common council yesterday.
They're still gonna have, in compliance with other, you're gonna have one lane open both on Maple and Glen Street for emergency vehicles, is that correct?
I would believe so. I wonder if they should even vote on this if we've already.
That's what I'm saying.
Shouldn't.
We have, we
No,
have.
we've already, it's already, but this has already been passed by the
I
council.
think this was on last month's agenda, so it got pushed
It
out.
got pushed on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there anything, other requests that have been made that were on the agenda last evening? We could sure skip a lot of time.
For common council, I think that
I
was
don't
the
think
only
so.
thing. It was only because they had to suspend the open container law. I believe that was the only thing that was on council.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we'll move to number 7, resolution to approve the annual Glens Falls Rotary Club Fishing Derby at Crandall Park Pond. There's an error in that. It says May 5th, it's May 6th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There are no requested road closures and will only require the use of already available facilities within the park. Discussion.
Okay. Do I make a note of that?
I move we approve it.
If,
Motion?
if I,
Second.
Second.
excuse me, if I could please make note, I'm sorry.
Yep, that's okay.
In the letter requesting this, Jennifer Brink asked that, they asked that the fee be waived again, as a sponsor for the event is the club's 501c3 foundation. So that was my question, if there were gonna be any chance of anybody being waived. And Chip has advised me that this will be handled after this event as to,
They can, I write them back generally and say if you can give us documentation associated actually losing money at that, and we'll take another look at it. And
yeah.
It's
I
my
don't
benefit
believe
that
they,
they-
I don't believe they charge, it's the children's fishing event, and I'm not being a hard nose on that at all.
So Chip,
I'm
are they,
just trying
are
to
they
figure out
charging us,
what we're doing.
are they charging us fee up front when they file the application with the city then?
yes, they have to turn in the check when they first file it, and then we can look at it, yeah.
So if you they say Elizabeth, that the city's gonna return the fee to them?
Yes,
Okay, because there does say there's a check that's been paid, so I just want to
yeah, when they turn in the
clarify.
application, they have to send the check to,
Okay.
because years past, I guess we were not asking for any money, I don't know, this, oh, don't worry about it, that kind of stuff. So we decided we really need to just get a procedure and stick with it.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to
Any other
clarify.
discussion?
Well, there's a motion on the
Yeah.
table.
I move that we approve this.
I'll
Need
second.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, number 8, resolution to approve the Zonta Club of Glens Falls 2023 Crafts and Curiosities Fair to be held on May 13th and 14th, 2023, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. both days. They are requesting the closure of parking spaces. It should read that, on the west side of Maple Street during this time for food truck vendors, and the event coordinators will supply restroom facilities in the form of porta potties and provide refuse collection. Estimate attendance is up to 5,000 people a day. Discussion.
Is that on the west side of Maple Street or?
Should be on the south side.
South
Yeah,
side.
there's
Should
not
be
a,
on the
yeah.
south side, you're absolutely right.
There's a problem with the insurance certificate they gave us,
Okay.
in that it doesn't name the city as an additional insured.
Check on that too, they have it in the wrong box, it doesn't say, yeah.
They name us a certificate holder, but that's not the same, and Travelers Insurance Company is not a generous outfit. So if somebody falls at the Zonda Fair, they'll sue everybody. And we won't have Travelers defending us because we're not an additional insured.
You're saying it's in the wrong spot on the.
It's in a different box, so I
certificate.
gotta call them, get them to clarify that, send it in,
Okay,
a certificate.
You'll handle that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
that's good, because my wife's been a member of Zonda for 30 years.
You don't-
Yeah.
you wanna go home tonight?
Yeah, I gotta go home. I'd like to eat dinner.
Any other discussion?
No,
I move approval.
a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution to approve the Glens Falls Senior Center Disc Golf Fundraising Tournament to be held at Crandall Park on May 13, 2023 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Glens Falls Rotary will serve food and they may have a food truck as well. Discussion.
No.
I move
That's good.
approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution to approve the 2023 annual Horkin Avenue Block Party to be held on June 6, 2023 from 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. They're requesting the closure of Horkin Avenue between Glen Street and Crandall Street. The DPW will drop off and retrieve the required barricades, which the event holders will install and remove. Volunteers will monitor the barricades for safety during the event. Discussion?
There's no certificate of insurance on this at all.
Not for the block party.
Not for a block party? No homeowners should be held.
It's up to them, it's on them.
Okay.
We got their fingerprints in blood
Right.
You gonna be there?
on the hold harness. I might, I don't know.
Mike, is that because they're not an organization? I mean, I deferred that question to you. So in other words, a group of people on a block, because they're really not an organization, couldn't get a certificate of insurance, correct?
Well, you know, any individual could, but the reality of it is, we've never gotten that formal with individuals holding a block party. So if it's an organization, we ask for it. Otherwise, we ask for someone to sign, saying, we're gonna take care of it. And we know they have homeowners insurance on Horicon Avenue,
Right,
so we assume they do.
right.
I hope they do.
I
I'll make
move-
a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 11, resolution to approve the Glens Falls Collaborative Adirondack Holiday Festival. I could never pronounce that. On December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 2023, to be held in City Park with road closure of Glen Street between Centennial Circle and the Monument, and also Maple Street between Bay and Ridge Streets from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on December 1st only. Times vary and up to 1,500 people are expected to attend this daily. Discussion.
We held it last year and
How'd it go this past year? It was the first time I
went
ever
very
had it.
well. Went very well last year. This past
lot of people.
December, yeah. It was a beautiful day and a lot of it, people in attendance.
Any other discussion? Have a
Oh,
motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution to approve the Glens Falls Collaborative Adirondack Holiday Kickoff Santa Parade on Friday, December 1st, 2023, from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. with a new shorter parade route for 2023, starting at Bay and Sanford Street, down Bay Street to Union Street, onto Glen Street and around the monument, ending up at Bay Street, Bay and Maple Street intersection for the city Christmas tree lighting. This will require Glens Falls Police, Glens Falls Fire, and DPW support.
I do have a question on this. I'm questioning why you're going across Union and not Washington. Washington is much wider,
Yeah,
brighter,
we can do that.
maybe safer.
Yeah, we can do that,
I would make that request,
absolutely.
that you would just come up Bay to there and then across.
Yep,
Just temporarily close Washington at Bay, or you go on from Washington to Glen.
Yeah, over, instead of the Union,
Yeah.
instead of the closing at Union. Get that in?
Mhm.
Okay. And with that, addendum in there, I would make the motion to approve that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 13, resolution to approve the Glens Falls Collaborative Take a Bite multi-week event to be held on Wednesdays from July 5th, 2023 through August 9th, 2023. This will require the use of City Park and the closing of Glen Street from Centennial Circle to Bay Street, around City Park, and Maple Street between Bay and Ridge Streets from 4:30 p.m. till 7:15 p.m. on those evenings with DPW support. Attendance will vary. Discussion.
I move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution 14, resolution to approve the Glens Falls Collaborative 2023 Pet Fest to be held in City Park on May 20th, 2023, from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. Volunteers will set up and provide safety and trash collection. The event coordinator is requesting extra trash receptacles and picnic tables to be on hand for the event. Discussion.
We've never had this before, so.
It says it has been held in May of 2022. I vaguely remember a parade, but is it just, am I thinking the parade on the Memorial Day parade?
No,
That
that's
we
not,
see
that's
the
not the
little
same thing.
dogs
No,
with
it
it? No, I
happens-
know it's not the same thing, but,
Happens right on the corner of City Park, near the Crandall side.
okay,
Yeah, and it happened last year.
and it did,
Yeah, and pre-COVID it happened as well.
okay.
I move approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution 15, resolution to approve the ADK EAP Warren Washington County Association for Mental Health Chalk the Walk 2023 to be held on May 17th, 2023 from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in City Park and on all the sidewalks surrounding the park. Participants will use colored chalk to produce artwork on the sidewalks in support of mental health. Discussion.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 16, resolution to approve the Adirondack Corvette Club Incorporated 31st Annual Vet Fest to be held on September 8th through September 10th, 2023 in Glens Falls. On Sunday, September 10th, the event will use City Park, the bandstand, and will additionally require the closure of Maple Street from Bay to Ridge Street with additional parking on Lapham Place for a Corvette-only car show. Discussion.
Yes, the dates on their application, they crossed out 9/10, which I read as September 10th. But then they had 8 through 10 above, so it's September, it is
It's
September.
September 8th to 10th, it's a 3-day
Yeah.
event, but only one day they need the park.
Right, okay.
They drive around and they stay fixing
So
space.
September 10th is the only day they would need all of that closed off.
So their event is one day, but they only need it for the one day.
Yeah, their event is a 3-day event, but
Yeah.
they only need the request for the
Okay,
one day.
just confusing. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
I
I'll make,
have a question for the chief. Do you have any problem with Lapham plates being used?
No, they sometimes they'll set up vendors and stuff there.
That's okay.
So as long as they need, a little bit for when you see vehicles to get through there. Usually they use it a lot for drop off and pickups when they're dropping things off into the park.
Okay.
make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution 17, resolution to approve the Glens Falls Town of Queensbury 2023 Memorial Day Parade and Remembrance Ceremony to be held Monday, May 29, 2023, commencing at 10 a.m. until completion. This will require Glens Falls Police, Glens Falls Fire, and DPW support in the same manner as in previous years. Discussion?
I move approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 18, resolution to approve the installation of flashing crosswalk signage at the Monument Avenue crosswalk on Glen Street. The sign will be paid for using city or New York State grant funds, and the city will be responsible for installation. Discussion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 19, resolution to approve the 2023 Oriental Shriners Circus to be held August 4th and 5th from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. both days at Crandall Park on the backfield. The circus has completed the tent application with Glens Fire Department, and the event organizers will provide sanitation and security. Discussion.
It's been held in previous years there.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve.
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 20, resolution to approve the Ace Car Club 2023 Annual Car Show at Crandall Park on June 11th from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Anticipated attendance is up to 300 people and no traffic control will be necessary. Also, the club will see to garbage removal and extra restroom facilities. Discussion.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carried. 21, resolution to approve the Glens Falls Kiwanis Club drive-through chicken fundraiser on Saturday, April 22nd between 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. to be held and confined to the parking lot at Eastfield Stadium. The event organizers are going to provide their own cleaning stations and rest facilities, and the event will be off the street. DPW has been asked to drop off traffic cones that the volunteers will set up and then place for the DPW to collect on Monday, April 24th. Discussion.
Well, I just wanted to mention, and we talked about it a little bit before the meeting, it was Little League days on Saturday, someday that parking there, you have, how many of our teams are playing, you have that many parents and kids leaving, equal number of parents and kids arriving. Sometimes that parking gets way up over the top of the
You're
hill.
one of those guys.
So I've been there too. As long as they confine it to in and out lane, right parallel to Dix Avenue, I don't think there'd be an issue.
April 24th, if that helps a little bit.
What's
Pardon me?
that?
I don't believe Little League
I don't think
games
it
start
is
till
either.
April
It
24th.
hasn't started yet.
It does help.
They may be there for practice, but I don't think the game starts till
There won't be that much parking for practice time.
Yeah.
Just game days.
I think it's April 24th.
Great.
Their intention, they said, was to keep it like right in front of the road. It's gonna be a kind of U-turn thing, sell the chicken and ham it up.
Thank you, Chief. I had them out there playing by then.
I think that's the start of the season.
The app copy that I got was not signed.
By the Kiwanians.
Maybe we'll make sure that it is.
It sort of ties things together.
It's not an application without it.
Check on that. If
Bowman?
she sent another one, I'll look, I may have it.
I don't know, yeah,
Is it Lorette?
But I will
Bowman?
look.
Lorette, is that the name?
For the Kiwanis Club,
Kiwanis,
Lynette,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Lynette,
Lynette,
yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
See, a lot of this indemnity stuff requires a signed contract.
Oh, yeah. That may be the first one, but I can check on that. I'll get back to you.
I didn't
Tambourine.
see that. Thank you.
Thanks,
There's a lot of times I do when I write them and they send me another thing and then this is for,
Yeah.
I'll make sure it's.
thanks,
Okay.
Chip.
Any other discussion?
I move approval with the understanding Chip will get a signed app.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 22, resolution to approve the Team Fredette Youth Basketball Summer League to be held and to amend what's in this resolution, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is what it will be, at the Crandall Park basketball courts from June 10th, 2023 through August 14th, 2023. Attendance is expected to be 100 people per session and no special city services will be required. Discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 23, resolution to consider a request from Congregation Shara Tefillah to apply for 2 handicap parking spots in front of the temple at 68 Bay Street, Glens Falls, to accommodate their disabled members who now must use the rear entrance and stairs to access the building. A favorable recommendation would move the matter to the city attorney to craft a local law to amend the city code regarding handicap parking. and then to the common council for approval. Discussion.
I don't see handicap accessible unless they go down to the corner. Are they asking to be down by the corner? Or do we know they want to be right in front of the building? In front of our building, but how are,
Two, my guess would be 2 spots would almost, I'm trying to think about how wide that property.
but if it
Each
needs,
spot's gotta be at least 10 foot long for a vehicle. It's gotta be 20 foot.
I would think they'd want them closer to the corner so they can access the handicap ramp to get
that's
up
what
on
I
the
was
sidewalk.
thinking, but I don't, that was my thought.
Yep,
Yeah, but when you go over 20 foot from the corner, that's almost to the wall, the first wall of the temple by itself. The temple's not that far up from the corner.
Would they then have to become,
You can't have parking within 20 foot of an intersection.
right, of any corner, of any corner?
So that's why, I think that's why they're asking for the spots to actually be in front of the temple itself.
So will
Even
they
if-
have to pay to have the sidewalk if we put handicap parking there?
We'd
Would
have
it
to
be
have a
handicap
handicap ramp
compliant?
there.
Yeah, a ramp.
Well, if it's gotta go over the common council can direct that they pay for the provision to have a handicap spot, two handicap parking spots there. They gotta pay for the ramp between the road and the sidewalk.
There's the building right there, so, what do you think, he's
Yeah.
asked when I talked to the chief, they
Right.
want to right in front. There is one across the street, that was there for some other reason, I'm not sure why it was there initially, but they said that was too far, they wanted them in front, because otherwise their parishioners would be coming across the street.
so they're gonna get out of the car and come down to the driveway ramp?
Yeah,
They want them to go in the front door. 'Cause
So
right
you
now
have
they have to park
to,
around back,
you have to,
in
you
the
have
back.
to do a curb cut there then, Chip. Take that curb out in front of and put a small ramp there,
Probably they would need to, they have
for
to
a
have.
curb cut there, and put 2 parking spots there.
There is a ramp there already. That's what you're referring to.
is that the driveway?
It's from a driveway that's
Right.
no longer in use.
Yeah, but Chip's saying they want it right
They
in
want to
front
do
of
it
the
in front
door.
is what he told me, yeah.
But it means they're gonna do a curb cut there, with 2 spots.
That was my only concern. What they were gonna do that and who would
That way,
pay for it.
they could put one car, one spot on each side of the front driveway. So they can get out and just, one side, go in one car on this side, go in the driveway, the other side of the driveway, get out and just go in the driveway there. Or the sidewalk, the main sidewalk into the front doors. That's what happened, was that, but that's what require a curb cut there. But if they wanna pay for the curb cut, I have no problem with that.
And I'm just a guess, and Ben, you may know even better about this. I don't believe that driveway ramp is code. I don't think that they can use that. So if we approve the sites with the knowledge that they're gonna use that and somebody gets hurt, are you liable?
Right. I would want further information. Could we table this and get further
Your decision, sure.
information on this? I would like further information on this.
Table.
I'd
What are
like
we,
to
what are we
table.
gonna, what are we gonna get?
Ask them if they are going to be responsible for the curb cut, if they're going to pay for it. The city's not going to pay for it.
Okay, so somebody's gotta talk to them about a curb cut.
If they're gonna have to have a curb cut there for the two parking spots, so that they have, in their request, the ability for the disabled person just right at the front sidewalk
Just ask
in the
for
front door.
permission, you think, and then everybody would have to work out the details, if there's gonna be a cut, if it's gonna be there, if it's so far away. Grab the city law, and then it goes through the common council, so. We'd have to do a public hearing to see if anybody was against it or for it.
So we could pass this on and then it would be
You're just saying
figured out.
it's not a bad idea, or you think it's a bad idea, or you think it's an okay idea, and then they can pursue it from there. Because it would be the next spot would be to go to local law, Karen, and, you know.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I don't have a problem with it at all. I just,
But you guys are the first stop for that request, so.
Well, we don't have an objection, do we?
no,
No?
no, not at all.
I move approval.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay.
That's your one.
Yeah, thanks.
New business. to speed on this, or if you want?
We got a letter from a constituent, Charles Meade, an email actually, and I think Ben was familiar with this too. His concern was after the 4th of July fireworks, that there's people parking up behind, or in the picnic area basically, so there's traffic up there. He was exiting the festivities last year with his grandsons, and I guess there was a near accident where one of the kids almost got hit. He feels that it's unsafe. I'm not sure if he's here. Is Charles here? He was invited to
I
come.
don't believe so, he was invited then.
His concern was there shouldn't be parking up there, at all, because there's pedestrians that are mixing with cars as they walk out from the fireworks display.
They're talking about like picnic area behind the bandstand and stuff. Is that what you're
Yes,
talking about?
yeah, where the parking area is. Tom Gerard informed me at noon that the DPW actually closes that, access to that off. If you're in there prior to that, you're having a picnic, you can stay, but no one can drive in the afternoon, because fire departments are setting up after that too, I believe, and it's all shut down.
Right.
But I'm not sure what, he felt people should park out in the front parking lots and then carry their things up to the picnic area, and there's just been no traffic tonight. And I thought he was gonna come and discuss it with you, but that's pretty much what we had, was an email exchange. So I told him I'd put it on.
Well, I suggest we invite him to come, the board invite him as well, to come.
Yeah, we did, I said, yeah, I told him when it was, and he was more than welcome to come and address the board, so that's where we left it.
Anything else?
We just put that on hold then.
Yeah, we'll table that till next month if he would like to
I
come.
can ask him to come again next month if you like, and if he doesn't show up.
Right,
then
discussion,
it's on
okay.
Good.
Will Tom Gerard have some input on that too?
All I know is that I called him up first to make sure, and he said they do close the park down.
Okay.
It didn't bother Tom. Tom said there's been cars up there forever. I think I talked to Chief Smith, and he said he didn't have a record going back a few years, anyone ever being hit, or any fender benders or anything like that. My own experience up there, I rode my motorcycle, and people are pretty polite when they let you pull out. There's no one racing around in that. Top speed is 3 miles an hour when everyone's pulling out. He had a bad
Experience.
time, and I get it, it's his kids, his grandkids, and he felt that traffic should be not allowed after the event, at all.
Is there lighting on,
Is there a what?
is there lighting in those areas when?
No, it's dark.
No.
Yeah, it's dark.
Is there a chance of putting some lighting in just for the exit
I
time?
don't know.
Because I think that would make it, the pedestrians more visible.
But, yeah, I don't know. You know, it's kind of a tricky thing. Do you have the lights on all the time? Do we do it for one event a year? Are people up there all the time in the dark? I don't know. A lot of people clear out.
Well, it's a dawn to dusk park,
Yeah.
so it's not an issue other times. It could be temporary lighting.
Yeah. We can check, I can ask Tom about that.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Nope. B is, the mayor's asked us to put this on hold until the May meeting, which involves the temporary traffic calming devices on South Street, Broad Street, and Hudson Avenue.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody? Okay. Old business, continued thoughts on class 1 and 2 e-bikes. Discussion.
I think, or that, I don't know.
There's a packet that a gentleman dropped off. His name is Steve Meyerberg. He just wanted to put it together for you to look at.
Steve Merberg, right.
Yeah, and so he wanted to have me pass it out to me. There was another gentleman, I think, he said he was gonna come, but he didn't. He wants to buy e-bikes and then rent them out to people that would travel from Glens to Lake George during the summer. He has a bike that it weighs, it's very lightweight, I guess, and he said it has a 9-mile range, so he thought that would be good, but he didn't want to invest in that if there was gonna be any type of prohibitions on the trail for e-bikes. But I don't think he's here either.
Anything else?
Well, as someone who got injured on an e-bike, believe it or not, you can all chuckle, I fell off an e-bike about 6 weeks ago, and I fractured my kneecap, the patella, and so it's a concern of, you know, this was just my own stupidity. It was no fault of anything or anybody. It just, I think, as a member of the board, we've discussed and we had decided that we were not going to take a stance on this. It's the county's bike path. And I think that's how we left it.
As far as Steve Margaret, he just wanted to have some information that he put together. I don't know if he was
Yeah.
looking for it, yes, he just
Yeah.
wanted to have it. He read the article in the Post-Star back then about the,
Yeah.
you were thinking about.
Wrote a letter to
There
the
was a
editor, I
concern,
think, yeah. Nice man, very nice family.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've had some concerns. The Buildings and Codes Committee met today, and we're discussing noise levels in the city. And we were hoping to have the Board of Public Safety look at noise levels when looking through the permit process, so that there's a kind of reasonable expectation for, say, like block parties to not be super loud, something that, that the police could say, hey, pull this permit, and we said that you keep this down to a dull uproar, and, so could you please quiet it down? We're looking at, putting new, regulations in for overnight, where we think that there might be the biggest pain point between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., but not touched during the day. But there were some people who had, in our surveying, said that they had concerns about loud parties or something like that. And we thought that anything that goes through the Board of Public Safety in the first place, that would be a natural place for
Start.
seeking, yeah, some
Don't-
kind of.
Yeah,
Don't
makes
we
sense.
currently have, nothing after 10 o'clock until 7 o'clock in the morning?
No,
Well, there's no. I
We
thought there was
passed a
law,
regular
too.
resolution before, the board
no,
did
there's
today.
The only thing that there is for noise control overnight is for vehicles, and specifically compactors on dump truck, or on garbage trucks.
Yeah.
And then car stereos.
I thought at the time that we had
It's not in the
a
code.
fireworks display down at East Field, and it's got to be in previous board, like I said, minutes, that we at that time, because there was so much uproar about the fireworks after 10 o'clock, we made a thing, at least, maybe it didn't pass comment, that be no noise, like fireworks or loud noise after 10 o'clock at night.
It's not in
The village of Lake George had this problem, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. And they wrestled around with a noise ordinance for 2 or 3 years. And they came up with something. Because for the police to show up and say you're making too much noise, you gotta be able to say, well, here's how we can tell and here's what's too much. So we need to quantify it, I think.
Yeah, that's being done by the Building and Codes Committee. And
That's a-
it'll be submitted to the Common Council.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
And
But
we should
during,
include that.
during the daytime, we were hoping to have that kind of included in the process for, when we're doing permitting.
Well, daytime with them, when you got, especially down to these new vehicles, it almost sounds like you don't even have any tailpipes anymore. They're so loud just driving down the street.
Yeah.
What do you say, what's an acceptable noise level? Is it 5 decibels, 10 decibels, 20 decibels, 3 decibels?
That's being handled in another committee.
As far as for the fireworks, that was, you're correct, that was handled with the fire department after the fireworks application. So it was a single application, back when they were having the East Field, we had issues, so that was corrected through the application process. So when they apply for a fireworks permit, they have to, it has to be, the show has to be completely ended by 10 o'clock.
By 10, yeah.
Just as a side note, there was a survey that was done and produced some information about what people considered to be noise that they were concerned about. I said something to Tammy about this night. I have a daughter that's running for school board here in the city, and so gave me an opportunity to go out and go door to door in my ward, getting a whole bunch of signatures for her. So I used that opportunity to say, geez, how are things going, and what do you think about this, and what do you think about that? And when I mentioned the noise thing, the most common thing that came back from people was kids with garage bands, loud music coming from pool parties, Fireworks on the bike trail at nighttime. Those were some of the ones that I heard quite often, so just kind of give you some idea of some additional input on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd be interested in the parameters of it, because.
Yeah, well, when we have the thing, we'll be soliciting you for comments.
Yeah, I think my opinion, my uneducated opinion would be, I'll know it when I hear it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what,
It's hard.
I don't know what 10 decibels, 20 decibels, I don't know the difference.
Well, I think the tough part about any decibels, and I'm not opposed to it, but any decibels that you put out there is, and Chief Smith, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, this all goes through the police department. You know, when there's noise in your neighborhood, you don't call the city and report it to buildings and codes or anything like that, you call the police department. And by the time the police department gets there, especially if anybody knows that it's going on, it isn't going on any longer, and to set up equipment to try to determine the decibel level and all of that may be difficult, not say it's impossible.
Yeah.
So I think that the Buildings and Codes Committee is doing a good job to make sure that we iron all of those wrinkles out of there so we don't get in a compromising situation.
Good.
Chief has been included in the discussion, both fire chief and gas chief.
I have a question on old business, and I'm not sure. Mr. Lapham, I think, you're involved with the parking committee?
Yeah.
You are. And while we were away, there was a small bit in the newspaper about Mason Street, and we discussed Mason Street parking on Mason Street and we decided no parking on the north side of Mason Street. But the newspaper article said both sides of
They
Mason
fixed it,
Street.
it was a misprint.
Did they
Yeah.
print a correction?
They
Because
should have done a redaction. I called them, Tim Drawbridge called them as well and said, this is only on one side of the
holy
street.
moly, did I come home to a phone
Oh, yeah, yeah.
thing of a lot of phone calls. Thank you.
Yeah, we both called
Thank
them right
you.
up and they said they were gonna do a
Thank
redaction.
you. I was like, oh, when did this happen?
Because I saw that, my
Thank
hair stood
you.
up. I was like, no, it is good. I was expecting the same thing, 100 phone calls.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I got one.
Yeah,
So
I'll share.
one other thing from last night's meeting is that the council passed the complete streets policy.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah, yeah.
So, just, as the Board of Public Safety has purview over traffic, that you look at these, this new policy, and keep that in mind while approving, changes to treatments and whatnot.
This will be a good resource for us
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah.
And I said this last night at the meeting.
Thank you for that.
This wouldn't have happened without Councilman Lapham. He had a lot of work in this, Ben. and
Thank you.
It's a good thing that for the city to have, and we shall appreciate the work he put into this. So, along with some other people, but he was the primary one.
And we were made aware that this effort started years ago,
Yeah.
but it's only now being completed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, being
The council passed a resolution over 12 years ago saying that they're gonna, next steps were to immediately implement policy and appoint a complete streets advisory board.
Well done to the city council.
Right. They had a different idea of what immediate was.
Yeah, it all depends, right? There's like there's a geological immediate.
Okay, that was all I had.
Anything else under old business?
Anybody know anything about Central Avenue?
It's gotten a little complicated, and I did not put it on the agenda
Yeah.
for that reason.
Okay.
I'm not sure I should speak on it, because I'm not sure I understand
Don't worry.
how it happened.
The road department's on it, so
Yeah,
they'll look at that.
yeah, I'm handing it off to the city. I won't annoy you with that topic anymore.
It's okay. No, due diligence.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, we'll move on. Chief Smith, could we have your report?
Yeah. I don't have any old business or new business, but I do request an executive session to discuss personnel.
Okay, have a motion? We'll do executive session.
Oh, wait, do we wanna wait until
Let's get
Chief
Chief Sham's
Schrammel?
report first.
First?
So Chief can go if he has to go.
If Chief Schrammel,
You want to do it last?
yeah,
We'll do executive session
Okay,
last.
all right. I withdraw that.
that's okay. We do that and then if,
Yep. Chief, go ahead.
Okay, just a couple quick things. So actually, it's mainly about the new firefighters we hired. So two of them, as you know, went to the Saratoga Academy. It's going to be held in Wilton. That's firefighter Tim's and Roback, so they're in the academy and doing well. Firefighter Hess and firefighter Stafford are working their crews and finishing out their paramedic program at Hudson Valley College. So and everything seems to be going well. Actually, they were just there this week because they were on spring break, so they were actually at the firehouse 24 hours shifts. So getting a taste of the 24-hour shift life. So they weren't in school. So that's pretty much it. I do have just a couple items for executive session.
okay. Make a motion to approve the chief report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to go into executive session.
Unless you have any decisions to make,
Um, right.
I don't know.
Well, you gotta turn it off the executive session.
Yeah, we need to turn that off.
They-
It's
they
off
said
now.
tomorrow.
Any decisions we're gonna make,
If
gotta
you
be,
need
gotta be out of
a
executive
decision,
session.
you'll tell me.
Chief or
Okay.
chief, do we, in these executive sessions, do you think we'll be making any decision this evening?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
We'll go to,
I need a second in the executive session.
We're not shutting off the equipment, we're simply darkening it.
All in favor of executive session?
aye.
Ready? Okay, go ahead. Motion.
I make a motion that we not appoint Israel Del Toro to the Glens Falls Police Department.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll make a motion that we hire Hunter McKenna provisionally effective June 18th, 2023.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.